Alright, let's start off with a little teaser clip. You'll see the rest of it later. This is my trail test of the Ironman all-terrain suspension kit. It provides a 2-inch lift, and instead of just using a spacer, it uses longer springs and struts, which gives you more ride height, but also more wheel articulation. So we tested this out down in Kentucky. The trail is called Spas Creek, if you want to look it up. So a lot of these clips are focused on sort of flexing the suspension. The goal with longer travel suspension is to keep all 4 wheels on the ground. I know that wheel lifts look cool, but it's actually a demonstration of insufficient travel for the particular obstacle. Here's a good demonstration of the articulation if you look at the rear suspension. That back left tire is super tucked and the back right one is fully extended, just barely keeping contact with the ground. Here's a nice side view. You can see that extra 2 inches of ground clearance is pretty nice. It gets you over most reasonable obstacles. Obviously, it's not good enough to go rock crawling, but for most light and moderate Jeep trails, this is pretty good if you pick a good line. The Forester, being a smaller vehicle, has no problem squeezing past that rather dangerous rock that could cause quite a bit of damage. I assume the deepest part is the middle. I decided to hug that shoulder and minimize the Subaru effect. This might be the best clip for seeing rear articulation. Just barely came off the ground. Yeah, that's really impressive. I remember doing this trail before, and I would definitely lift a wheel there. But of course, it all depends on the terrain. So here's a diagonal section that is perfect for the wheelbase of my Forester. So I take it slow at first, and I just lay my foot to the floor for a good second and, or two. And X mode is like, nah, I don't really want to do that. So I back up and hit it with a little more speed, and not quite enough. So I back up just a little bit further, this time really just to look at the terrain and pick a slightly different line. I swing a little wider, put my foot all the way down and leave it down, and let the computer work out which wheels need to have braking force applied to them to send torque to the wheels that have traction. One of the unique obstacles is this little waterfall section. There's a little waterfall back there that I climbed up, and there's a slightly larger one here with a shale choke point, which can be quite the challenge for larger vehicles, especially ones with large wheel offset. Some of the gnarliest terrain on this trail actually was after the waterfall on the climb up and out of the valley. Like that giant hole on the left. I was gonna straddle it, but then I was like, let's see what happens. And it did pretty well. One more big hole up here on the right again. And you can see where some people have rubbed against it. Pretty steep, pretty gnarly, pretty muddy. The Subaru really impressed me on this climb out. Thanks for watching.